So, you're thinking of moving to the South Carolina Lowcountry in 2024. In today's video, we are going to look at the top 10 reasons for moving here to the South Carolina Lowcountry this year. So don't go anywhere. We're about to get started right now. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know everything about the South Carolina Lowcountry. My name is David Simcox, host of the channel and a local realtor. I get calls and emails every day from people like you and you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle. Now, in today's video, we are looking at the top 10 reasons to move here to the South Carolina Lowcountry in 2024. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10, the beaches. Everybody here loves the beaches, and we have two primary areas that people love going to the beach. Number one is Hilton Head Island, and the area that I talk about on this channel is Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, and Jasper County. And really, no matter where you live in those areas, you can visit the Hilton Head beaches, and you can be there in a matter of, even if you're in Bluffton, you're 20 minutes away from the beach. If you're on Hilton Head Island, you've got tons of options. Even if you live in Beaufort, it's not that far away. And Hilton Head has 12 miles of pristine beaches, and people love the Hilton Head beaches. They've been coming since the 1950s as a major tourist destination, but it's also a great place to live. The thing I love about the beaches on Hilton Head is it's hard-packed sand. So you can ride your bike for miles and miles and miles, or you can go out running with your dog, or you can jog on the beach. Or, it is really just a really great beach to hang out at. And I think it's also very much a family-friendly beach. It's, I moved here from South Florida like 10 years ago, and I love South Florida and I love the beaches down there, but it's a little more, maybe risque. People show a little more skin down in South Florida. Here, I feel like I could bring my kids there. I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about them seeing things they shouldn't see on the beach. It's just kind of like a family-friendly beach. Not that you have to have a family to go there, but that's just kind of the environment. It's always been somewhat of like a family vacation destination. And also, Hilton Head Island has been voted the #1 island in the U.S. by Condé Nast Traveler year after year after year. So something about it, people love the beaches. Now, if you're over on the Beaufort side of the river, then most people would probably go to Hunting Island State Park to go to the beach. And that's a completely different experience. Hunting Island State Park is remote, and it's not as crowded, and you feel like you're on this deserted island. Actually, parts of Forrest Gump were filmed out there, and if I want to go somewhere and just get away from everything, I go out to Hunting Island beaches. They also have a campground out there that I've taken my kids out to that I absolutely love. They've got a gorgeous lighthouse that I think it's right now being repaired, but normally you can walk all the way up to the top of the lighthouse and you can look out over the ocean and the state park. There's all kinds of hiking trails throughout that park, but it is gorgeous. It is remote, and you almost feel like you have the whole island to yourself when you're out there. So that's the beaches. Now it's time to move on to number 9. Number 9, there are a ton of different neighborhood and lifestyle options to choose from in Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, and Jasper County. Everything from rural properties that have a little bit of land and no rules and you can kind of do whatever you want, to the neighborhood and the planned communities. Now, if you're in Bluffton or Hilton Head, definitely like 90% of the neighborhoods are in these planned developments that have communal amenities for everybody to use. So that could include swimming pools, resort style pools, lap pools. Some of them have indoor pools, tennis, pickleball, bocce ball, biking and hiking trails. Some of these neighborhoods are behind their own private gates. Some of them have guards at the gates. And so, you know, that's something to really consider, is what kind of lifestyle option do you want? Everything from like minimal amenities that maybe they just have one swimming pool and maybe a couple of tennis courts, all the way up to ultra exclusive private clubs that cost, you know, $20,000, $30,000 a year to live in these clubs. And they've got all kinds of amenities, and they've got event calendars, and they've got full-time lifestyle directors to make sure that you're doing things and having a great time. So anywhere in between like no amenities whatsoever and all the way up to like exclusive private clubs with full calendars, all of those are available here in the South Carolina Lowcountry. All right, let's move on to number 8. Number 8 is we have amazing weather. And the thing I love about living in the South Carolina Lowcountry is we do have 4 seasons. And again, I moved here from South Florida, which was beautiful, but it always felt like the same thing. It was always warm, it was always hot, and in the like 15 years I lived down there, I never really felt like time was changing. I never really felt that change of seasons. And now that I live here, I feel the spring, I feel the fall, I feel the winter, I feel the summer. I can tell the changing of the seasons, but it's not like overwhelming to any of them. Like the summers, yes, the summers are hot and humid, and so if you can get past that and find things to enjoy in the summertime, the other 3 seasons are absolutely incredible. So the winters are very mild. I would say the average daytime temperature in the winter is between 40 and 60 degrees. Now there will be some cold spells that maybe for 3, 4, 5 days come through and it gets down below that, but it's very rare to go below freezing, and it's very rare to get snowfall. I think in the 10 years that I've been here, I've seen it snow once, and it was so much fun because I got my kids out, we tied some sleds or makeshift sleds behind the golf cart, and we drug them around the backyard. It was really a great time, and we got some great videos. But most of the time you're not gonna see snow, and you're not gonna see below freezing weather. And I know for people coming from New York, New Jersey, that Northeast area, I know they really love getting away from those cold winters and shoveling snow. And then the spring and the fall are just amazing. I'd say the spring probably ranges from like 50 to 80 degrees. It's really, really pleasant. The fall, again, probably 60 to 80 degrees. And the summertime, I mean, I would say that's the biggest hurdle for people to get over. They come here, and if they're not used to like that hot, muggy weather, it does take some getting used to. But keep in mind that most of these neighborhoods in the South Carolina Lowcountry have amazing swimming pool complexes. They have these resort style pools. A lot of them have like tiki bars outside the pool. They have ways for you to cool off. A lot of the neighborhoods even have splash pads for the kiddos. So there are ways to escape the heat. And a lot of people spend the summers out boating and swimming and spending time on the rivers and of course the beaches. So let's move on to number 7. Number 7, we have amazing outdoor activities. And it was kind of funny actually, because somebody commented on one of my videos a couple of weeks ago, and they said something to the effect of, they moved here, and unless you're into outdoor activities like boating and fishing and paddleboarding and biking and hiking and kayaking and those kind of things, then there's nothing to do here. Well, you're right. That is what there is to do here. I moved here again from South Florida, where there are different things to do there. So there are, big pro sports teams you can go watch. There's probably more restaurants, a little bit more cultural. It's a big city life. This is not big city life. This is, we call it the slow country, the low country, but lots of outdoor activities. So if you're into boating, we've got freshwater, we've got saltwater. If you're into fishing, if you want to pull the kiddos on a tube, if you want to spend time at the beach, pickleball is huge. Now pickleball is like the #1 sport in America, and it's like people have gone crazy for it here. So pickleball, tennis, biking, you see people out biking on the roads here everywhere, even just out riding their golf carts around town. Almost all of Bluffton, all the neighborhoods, well, not all of them, but most of the neighborhoods are all golf cart friendly. So people just really enjoy being outside because the weather is so incredible. I know we already talked about that. Even hunting. I don't know if you're for that or against it. Comment down below. Please don't go off on a tangent. I'm not advocating for or against it, but this is also a really popular place for people to hunt, especially in Jasper County. There are these huge hunting preserves and hunt clubs that people come in from Florida, and they come in for deer hunting and turkey hunting and duck hunting. So not so much of that over in Bluffton or Hilton Head, but over on the Jasper County side, that's also a big thing. So any kind of outdoor activities that you love, we've got tons of it going on here. All right, moving on to number 6. Now number 6, this could have gone along with outdoor activities, but I thought it needed a category unto itself. Number 6 is golf. This is like the golf mecca of the United States. There are so many golf courses here. I think I read within a 20-mile radius of where I'm at right now, there were 70 golf courses. I believe there's about 40 public courses and about 30 private courses, so more than enough places to golf. Some of the neighborhoods have their own golf courses in them. Some of them are private, meaning you have to live in that neighborhood or you have to be a member in order to play on that course. That's places like Colleton and Berkeley and Belfair. But then there's also a lot of amazing public golf courses that you can go to, like Rose Hill, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. But if you love to golf, you've got to come check it out here, because you could literally golf at a different course every single day for a long time. And going back to the weather situation, we golf year round here. So I mean, summer, spring, winter, fall, it's all a great time to golf and lots of great options. Moving on to number 5. I was actually trying to think of a way to categorize this, but I just called it a wholesome environment. So number 5, the South Carolina is a wholesome environment. And what I mean by that is it's a peaceful way of life. Again, a lot of times I refer to this as the slow country. The low country is the slow country. Very safe, very low crime rate, very family friendly. It's a great place to raise a family, and it's known for its southern hospitality. So some people love that, and some people, it turns them off. I've had people that come in from places where, strangers don't talk to each other, and when you come here and somebody opens the door for you as you're walking into the gas station and says good morning, or just the friendliness and the warmth, you either love it or you don't. But that is definitely something that is part of our culture here. And that kind of wholesome, warm, welcoming environment, I absolutely love it. But if you think that that's the lifestyle that you would enjoy, and you like being around friendly, warm people, come on down to the South Carolina Lowcountry and give it a try. All right, moving on to number 4. Number 4, the South Carolina is a retirement haven. We are getting people, coming in like crazy from all over, whether it's New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California. I've had people coming in from even internationally to retire here. Now, we do have some incredible 55 and better communities like Sun City and Margaritaville and Four Seasons and The Haven, but you're not limited to just the 55 and better communities. Every single neighborhood here has a very strong presence of retirement folks. And in the golf course communities, but even in just the communities in general. And also, I mean, they're also like still in the workforce here as well. I know a lot of retired folks that come here and they even decide to work part-time. I see them, you know, a lot of times working out at the golf courses as like the starters and the rangers, and maybe even in the restaurants out there, because they get here and they retire and they're like, I need something to do. I need a way to get out and, you know, get into the mix a little bit. So you'll see a lot of folks like working at different workplaces throughout the community that are kind of half retired. But if you're looking for the greatest place to retire, in my opinion, this is it. You come here, you've worked your entire life and you've earned it. Now it's time to golf, and it's time to play pickleball, and it's time to play tennis, and it's time to go biking, and it's time to have a social life and meet new friends and have some activities and try some new interests. And I think it's really funny because a lot of times people show up, and I do a lot of business in Sun City, is probably the biggest of all the 55 and better communities. And I always tell people that it's almost like going to your first day of college when you show up to the Sun City campus and you have to decide, okay, you know, what am I going to do? What activities, what extracurricular, what kind of people am I going to want to hang out with? Do I want to pledge a fraternity or a sorority? No, there's not fraternities and sororities in Sun City, but you get the point. It's almost like you're reinventing yourself in your retirement years, and this is the perfect place to do it. All right, moving on to number 3. Number 3, I would say this is the perfect location to have proximity to some amazing hot spots here in the Southeast. So we are perfectly located. Of course, I'm talking about Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, and Jasper County, but those are the perfect jumping off points to go explore Savannah, Georgia, which is only like 20-30 minutes away, to go up to Charleston, South Carolina, which has some amazing history and culture and dining. That's only about an hour and a half away. You could be up in the mountains of North Carolina within about 4 hours if you like skiing or snowboarding, or you just want to get away to that mountain cabin. If you want to go see things down in Florida, it's not that far. My brother actually lives down in South Florida, and it only takes me, I think about 6.5, 7 hours to go down and see him in Fort Lauderdale. Not far at all from Jacksonville, Florida. It's only I think about 2 hours down to Jacksonville. So if you want to run down there and watch some professional sports, or you want to spend the night in the big city, you've got that option. So really, it's the perfect jumping off point to go explore some of the best locations here in the Southeast. All right, moving on to number 2. And this is going to depend on where you're moving from. Number 2 is you get more for your money here. Now, I know if you're moving from somewhere like North Dakota or Iowa or somewhere like that, possibly you're not getting as much for your money. But most of the people moving here, and I've done this study, and this is actually why I say this in a lot of my videos, a lot of the people that are moving here are from New York, they're from New Jersey, they're from California, they're from Pennsylvania, and those places are very expensive and the taxes are very high. And I've had people coming in from Florida because the insurance has gone berserk down there, and so they come here and they're able to take the equity that they've built up in those locations, and they're able to come here and get so much more for their money. I've got people that come here and they buy in, you know, one of these private clubs that's maybe, you know, $5,000 or $10,000 a year to live in this club, and I'm like, you know, to me that sounds like a lot of money, $5,000 or $10,000 a year to live in a private club with, you know, private golf course and tennis and pickleball and indoor pools and all these things and restaurants. And to them, they're like, David, I was paying more than that just in my property taxes back in California, and you're telling me that I get all of these amenities for less than I was paying in my property taxes. And they're getting a bigger, nicer, newer house. And a lot of them are able to even pay cash when they move here, or they're able to put a substantial amount down and have very low payments, even though right now while I'm filming this, the interest rates are kind of high, but they're able to take some of that cash out and they're able to really have a great lifestyle and move that equity here into the South Carolina Lowcountry and upgrade that lifestyle. All right, and then we're down to the number one reason. And the number one reason for moving to the South Carolina Lowcountry in 2024 is you and your reason, because everybody's got their own reason. So it's hard for me to say what that reason is. It could be that you're relocating here because of a job. It could be that you're a remote employee and you just want to change your lifestyle. It could be that you want to move here to be closer to family. Maybe you have kids or grandkids or parents that live somewhere in this general vicinity. Perhaps you're ready to retire, which we talked about earlier. Maybe you're just looking to lower your stress. You want to get out of the big city. You want to get away from the crime. You want to get away from whatever issues are plaguing your city, and you want to get somewhere with a slower, quieter, safer pace of life. Maybe it's education. Maybe your kids or your grandkids have decided to come to college here in South Carolina and you want to be closer to them. Maybe it's the cost of living. Maybe it's the culture. Maybe you want to come here and you want to experience that Southern culture and that Southern hospitality. Maybe it's health and wellness. Maybe your doctor told you you need to do something, or it's going to be too late. You need to get fit, you need to start walking, you need to start playing tennis, you need to start biking, you need to start taking your health and wellness seriously. Those are all great reasons to move here. Maybe you just want an adventure and you've been watching these videos and you want somewhere new to experience. So the number one reason for moving to the South Carolina Lowcountry is whatever is most important to you. So comment down below and tell me, if you were to move to South Carolina to the Lowcountry, what would your number one reason be for moving here? So I hope you enjoyed my top 10 reasons for moving to the South Carolina Lowcountry in 2024. Again, if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest happening, be sure and like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you'll know every time we drop a new video. And if I can help you find your Lowcountry lifestyle, be sure and give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call, all in the description below. Again, my name is David Simcox. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you today. I hope to meet you sometime in person, or if not, I at least hope to see you on the next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and an amazing 2024.